No, there's obviously quite a bit of emotions. Disappointment being right at the top. Trying to think what we as a team could have possibly done better. But as I said in the post-match there, innings like that is just, it's one of the innings that will get spoken about for a lot of years still. To get the runs like he did, he took the game on. Obviously similar to what Quinton does when he comes towards the end there, and he takes a lot of risks. And some days it pays off, and some days it don't. To hit consistently the bowlers that we have, to hit them for 6 over the fielders, all the risks paid off. So, yeah, I'm probably go back and think what we could have done differently. When I was out there thinking, try all the different tactics, try the spinner, try the seamers, try bringing the field up, try keeping the field down. But he just manoeuvred beautifully with the tail the whole time. He managed to get the strike. He probably faced 90% of the balls, and that's where you as opposition is trying to make sure you bowl as many balls as possible at the number 11. But he handled it so beautifully. And then when we got the chance to bowl at the number 11, he didn't nick it, a couple of few past the edges there. Obviously you want to try and hit the stumps, but on any other day your number 11 nicks that. So yeah, very, very disappointing sitting here, but I have to applaud him for a magnificent batting performance. No, I don't see that. People obviously will have their opinion. For me, that the pressure of Test cricket is obviously, because it's a different format there, you're bowling to one player the whole time. It's just some days you got to say well played. It wasn't through our mistakes. It's not like we dropped catches when the game was on the line, or it was purely just a superhuman effort with a bat. And if that happens in 2020 cricket, white ball cricket, or one-day cricket, or in Test match cricket, that's got nothing to do with us and pressure. It's how well someone else plays. No, as I said, if you look at the way that he played, even with the fielders out on the boundary, he still took risks. So if he played the way that he played towards the end, then yes, you could have brought the field up. But what he did in that period when he was going from, probably when they needed 100 out still, what he was doing is he was consistently taking risks right through the over. He'd take the short ball on, hit it for 6, pick Dale or Dwan or KG, pick them up for 6. So if he's doing that, no matter what you do with the field, even if you bring the field up, you'll do the same. For me, it was trying to make sure we can extend that lead that we have for as long as possible, but also trying to get over on the other side to 6 balls to the new batter. And I think that's where perhaps we weren't as smart as possible. The 2 or 3 or 4 occasions that we did get a crack at the tail ender, he would get off strike within the first 2 balls. Or our bowling would be a little bit off in terms of trying to hit the stumps. As a number 11, you want to make sure you bring in all 3 dismissals, bowled, LBW and nick, not miss the stumps. Yeah, but it's good enough for Dale Steyn does it to the top order. It was just too good for the number 11. It was swinging past his bat, and probably a top order batter would nick those balls. But because the ball was swinging a little bit through there, he would be missing it by quite a bit. So that's why I say the focus will be to try and make sure you can hit the stumps. But yes, a new ball in hand, overcast conditions, I would back any of our fast bowlers there. Obviously Kesh bowled really well, but obviously from a left-hander perspective, he was playing the spin really well and taking that rough out the whole innings. So he played Kesh really well, and as I said, same thing with the seam bowlers. He's consistency with trying to take risks and weighing up risks, when to do it, was incredible. To hit Kesh to the long boundary, over that long boundary in the middle of over for a 6. He took a lot of risks and it paid off. He deserves all the credit he must get. I think we must focus on how good that innings was. Well, we didn't have a new ball at that stage, so our plan to him was we had the 2 slips, but as you could see the way that he was playing, he was trying to pick balls up from length. The plan was to try and nick him off, but what you do is you try and walk across, and not walk across, but you try and flick it over leg stump. Short balls, I thought he was extremely lucky right through the day. There was a few top edges that went for 6, that landed in the middle of the gap. On any other day, all of those balls could have been out, but it was just meant to be for him that he played a great knock. Now sitting on the other side, there'll always be question marks on things that you could have done better. But if one of those balls went up in there, then you would have said, well bowled. So it's a case of he's rode his luck and he played a brilliant innings. I mean, I'm disappointed in the runs that we scored in both innings. I think we were under par with both that. I mean, we've played on harder, more difficult surfaces the last 2 years, and we scored more runs. So I thought there was an opportunity to get more runs. So for me, that's more a controllable this game, where we perhaps could have been better. The loss of Vern this morning, Vern on a wicket like that is deadly. And then lastly, I probably, the last conditions you want to try and play Sri Lanka on would be something like that, a very, very slow wicket. So perfectly set up for them to start their tour in South Africa on a not subcontinent pitch. But as you saw, spinner took 5 for slow conditions. Dwan wasn't as effective because the ball was stopping a lot of the pitch. So I would say they outplayed what we thought they would give us on this first match, but yeah, there wasn't much out there to work with. But for me, the upsetting thing was I think we underscored in both innings. No, we've got a terrible record, yeah. And I mean, obviously, we played Pakistan, Joburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, which is all the right places where you want to play subcontinent teams. But then what happens is you need to take Test cricket all around the country, and what's left is the 2 slower pitches, which is what in a perfect world you want to play. If you have to play all 5 venues, then you split it up probably a little bit. You play Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka 1 in the high veld and 1 coastal wickets. But still, we still have to be a team that's adaptable and good enough to beat teams like Sri Lanka in our own conditions. Even if you're playing on a piece of pudding, you still want to make sure you get the results. So disappointed that we didn't. We can't point any fingers. We'll look at areas where we need to improve, and that's, as I said, more for me with the bat. And then you have to give credit where it's due. You played that was a phenomenal innings to get 160 out of 300 runs. Well done. No, definitely not. Our whole build-up to this week was that Sri Lanka is a very dangerous team. Certainly for the conversations we've had is make sure you respect opposition no matter who are, make sure that we train hard, make sure we look after our basics. That's always something we are very respectful of, or certainly the way that we as the leadership and the team speak. And I didn't feel like there was a complacency within the squad. I think we were pretty much on top for most of the test match. They were probably leaning towards us the whole time and being in a good position. Even last, 300, I would have said to you, yes, still enough runs to get them out. And then just towards, obviously, that last hour and a half, that's when things started changing around through one individual that played really well. No, I mean, it's also something, once again, we spoke about. I think it's more a concern, or not a concern, it's more an issue for the selectors or the the leadership group to still have ideas of where we're going, what we're thinking, who we're looking at, stuff like that. But it's 100% not in terms of the test team. There's been no chat about World Cup the last since the test team got together. So once again, definitely not an excuse that we can even consider. No, I mean, when the 2 guys were batting there, the Silva and Pereira in the middle, you could see that there was not a lot. And the same thing when we were batting, myself and Quinny, there wasn't a lot happening. It felt like you could bat and you could get a big partnership here together. Obviously, then you got one to spin a little bit, and then 1 wicket changes. I mean, that partnership, I thought, these guys, how are we going to get them out? Because it doesn't feel, when you're standing at the back of the slips, it doesn't feel like a lot of balls will come through to you at slip. It's stopping off the pitch. And then obviously you get a wicket, and then it feels like we're on a roll again, and it looks like we're going to win the game. And then probably till about 40, 30 runs, that's when it's crunch time now, and something needs to go wrong for them, and you need a bit of luck going your way. top edge from KG there when he's pulling it, something like that to go your way. But that last 45 minutes, I feel like we've tried everything, and he was too good for us. I thought Kesh bowled fantastic today. His shape was unbelievable, unbelievable rhythm. Disappointed for him that he couldn't get more wickets. I felt like on any other day he could have got 7 for and be the hero for us. He went past the bat so many times. Just not meant to be for us today. But you have to, I keep saying the same thing, but through the rough there, Pereira played him really well. He reverse swept, hit him over his head, or slog sweep for 6. He had all the options in the book. But very happy with Kesh. Obviously, we were trying to fit him in our team the last while because we know what kind of bowler he is. He's a match winner for us. We're always trying to think how we can play him in our side. And I'm glad that he's got an opportunity to bowl well again here for us in Durban. Yeah, that's a great point. Like I said, post-match there, very, very disappointment by sitting on the losing side. But there'll be times where you on the winning side like this. But this is what Test cricket should be. It should show people that whether it's 3 or 5 days, there's still 4 or 5 days. Test cricket is still the #1 format. If you see games of cricket like this, it's incredible the amount of times it goes to the opposition, then it comes to you, and then it comes back. It's always that to and from. Yeah, great to be part of an amazing Test match, but very disappointed that we couldn't finish it off. No, not at all. I don't feel, as I said, we did a lot wrong. Batting, it's something that you would like to do a little bit better, but we weren't poor. There was some good swing bowling from them. Obviously, they'll always produce good spinners, but no, for me, it's give credit to them. If people feel that this a low game for me, then it's their opinion. But I felt like we were in control for 80% of the Test match, and give credit where it's due. It's been going well for me personally in all formats the last 2-3 years. Disappointed that I didn't get 100. I obviously worked really hard, but I feel like when situations like that come up, my feeling that I have inside is this brings the best out of me. When there's a time in the game when there's a little bit of pressure and someone needs to stand up, then I love to lead from the front in those instances. I would have liked to get 130, 140 there. I think myself and Quinny, that partnership, if we could have gone a little bit further, we could have had a much bigger total on the board. Disappointed that the tail didn't wag as well as they did in the first innings. That was another 30 runs. As I said, their bowling was very good this Test match, but we should have scored more runs.
We had a belief. Kusal can do it, but the only thing is we need to support him. When Kasun Rajitha got out, we knew we need a real good few shots from the Kusal. But I think we never thought we had the game. But in our minds. And the dressing room also, they think Kusal can do it. So that's why I think we all was excited when Vishwa is playing. But I think he did really good job. He supported really well for the Kusal, and I think finally we were in the happy dressing room. I think it was a really remarkable inning. I think it's fantastic knock. In the first innings as well, he got 50 runs and then 150. It's no doubt it's not easy to score runs in South Africa. With this bowling attack, especially Rabada, Steyn, and Pilender and Oliver. It's really tough. So really good fast bowling attack. And by the way, I think he batted really well. And as a team, I think we did really good job, but we need some middle order. We have to do much more work to get some runs. Otherwise, we can't wait for the one guy who get a big knock. But we have to, as a team, everyone have to contribute the team. But Kusal knock is really great to see. Dressing room, it's really entertainment knock. It's really cool. Yeah, I think when we came to 2012 also we won the game here. So before we came here, we know we have a good chance. It's spin-friendly wickets. So we all know we had a good games in Australia and New Zealand, but the result is not for us. But I think we learn lots of things in this kind of wickets, this kind of pace and bounce. So we prepare well in the last few months. So when we came here, we know we have to bat really well. When we bat, we have a good chance. That's why I said the boys. So everyone was very keen to play here and enjoy their game. They were really clear mind to go there and expose themselves. I think now we won the game, but it's not easy task in PE. But we have to work again, start from the zero to we're not thinking about the winning or losing, but we try to compete every sessions, one day at a time. It's when we do really good, we have a good chance to win that as well, because we were in the good mindset now. We were really hungry to win the series. So I think boys going to do really well in the PE as well. I mean, we have to work work back. We can't continue this. We have to score runs in from the start. We have to get 20 wickets like that. So we have to start from the zero. We never think about that. We 1-0 up. So we are going to basics. So we try to do a basic and get the maximum on this. We hope we played a PE last year as well. So we did really well in there. The result is unfortunately we lost the game, but we managed to get 210 and 289 runs on that wicket. So we played the same team at that time also. So we are really clear-minded to go PE and perform well. Yeah, we practicing those days, but the main thing is we need to relaxation. The boys need to enjoy themselves. I always need to enjoy my teammates. That's why when that happens, we can when we go out when we go out in the middle, they can perform really well. So for me, when I enjoy my life, I have a clear mind when I go batting. So that's what I told the teammates as well. Go enjoy yourself. When the next match is starting 21, so we'll play on the 21st. Before that, we will enjoy the practice and everything. We'll have enjoy and celebrate this victory as well. That's what I told in the beginning. We need to compete every hour, every session, every day. So we are not thinking about the winning or losing. We just want to compete with them, because we know in Australia we never had a chance to win a game. We never compete with them. So that's what that's why I asked from the team. What I want is to compete every session, every day with the team, with the South Africans. If we compete with them, definitely we have a good chance. So as I told, we had a good day, first day, and then we struggled to bat really well in the second day, first session. But we came back again, and sometimes we were in the game and we gone out sometimes. But end of the day, today also we had a really good partnership, Kusal and Dhananjay. So we had a faith, they're gonna do it. But unfortunately, when Dhananjay got out, I think bowlers did really good job to stay there and support Kusal as well. They done when I was there, I was doing the same thing. It's not easy when the board only you have 50-60 runs on the board. But I think Kusal was a really attacking player. He was a good one-day player, so he knows his game really well. Anytime he can expose himself. So I think that's what Faf put in and out field. But I think they shouldn't take the new ball, and I think they keep the old ball. When I asked Kusal, he said it's really easy to bat for the new ball. when you got hit, it's gone really quickly. So I think that's the only mistake Faf did. But maybe they think Kusal give a single and then got to take the wicket the other end. So maybe they have a different plans, but maybe that's it's helped us to win this game. Yes, I think the victory is it's in South Africa. It's not easy to win a game in South Africa. When we check the last South African series, that they beat India, New Zealand like that. So we were in a young side. We doesn't have much experience side. Only few of guys who traveled before here. So it's I have no idea about the world, but we have confidence we can beat anyone. If we're doing well, if we can give our best, we definitely beat anyone.